Hello, my lovely Taurus friend, and welcome to your tarot reading for the Mercury Retrograde time, which started around February 17th and is due to finish around 10th of March. Now, as I shuffle the cards, I'll let you know what's so important or interesting about Mercury Retrograde. It is it is a planetary transit during which the planet Mercury looks like it's moving backwards. And Mercury represents communication, language, interpretation, rationality. So it appearing to move backwards means that during this time things might be subverted, communication might be a bit delayed, not to the point. There might be some delays in traveling, technology. So this also means that different past situations, past feelings might reemerge for you to reevaluate them. So overall, a juicy time. And it can be a fun time as well. Can be a playful time and quite creative time, because this is the time of the year when we are invited to listen to our gut and distract ourselves from our mind a little bit, because our mind might be confused or just a bit muddled at the moment. So, for your Mercury retrograde messages, dear Taurus, we have the Judgment, Ace of Pentacles in reverse, Six of Wands, Three of Pentacles in reverse, and Ten of Cups. So I will start with these two cards because I feel like they're having an interesting conversation. So the card Judgment begins your reading. It opens up your spread, Taurus. And the Judgment is about surrendering to making a life-changing decision. So it is committing to leaving the past behind and take a new turn. And it is so because the universe essentially is opening up a door to you, and you might be completely unsure or unaware of what's lying behind that door, what this lovely vortex void is about. But you're being invited to step into this trip, to step into this journey. And in a way, when Judgment appears, when the door is opened up for you, you don't have much choice but to go with it and go into it. And if you have any resistance coming up, cropping up, well, that is useful to work through, and you will learn lots. But the message is that you're ready to make this life-changing decision. And we have another door here, Ace of Pentacles. And upright, it usually represents an opportunity coming your way, perhaps a new job, business offer, or just resources coming your way. It's in a way a gift sent to you by the universe in the form of material things. So it could be a income of money, but it could also be finding a community space, or finding people you want to do projects with, or finding a application you could fill out for something that you'd like to achieve. So Ace of Pentacles is it's like another door, but it's very earthly and practical and tangible. Whereas the Judgment can usually talk more about like symbolic and spiritual and psychological doors and development and change in direction. So I feel like there are opportunities surrounding you, Taurus. There are things that have potential, but it seems to me like you're feeling some doubts or some resistance towards the opportunities, towards the tangible gains, and perhaps that could be one source of resistance that you're feeling around stepping into a new energy and going through that door. So I would say to embrace stepping through this doorstep, ground yourself and trust yourself. And if you see a door that's ajar, take a little peek. You have the right to take a peek. You have a right to try. You have the right to ask a question, to ask for an application form, to ask for advice, to ask for collaboration. So I would say test it out and look for the opportunities that are around you. Then I would like to get into Six of Wands. So even though you might be doubting yourself in a way, or you might not trust your potential, at the same time we got Six of Wands, which is a harmonious, balanced card. So it represents your creativity, your energy, your passion, and your spirit aligning together for a unified purpose, harmonized together for further growth and for peace. So 6 is representing moving on from an inner conflict, moving on from feeling like you're being torn different directions, feeling like your energy is scattered and it's not streamlined. So whatever doors are opening up to you, whatever insights you are slowly accumulating and processing and brewing on, I feel like slowly and surely the scattered and conflicting parts of yourself and energies, they're slowly moving towards unified direction. And you are able to harmonize the disparate, the differing parts of your life. So perhaps you can see how the work that you do every day, how that helps you build better relationships, or how the energy and passion that you put into your friendships and your home environment, how that fulfills your creative pursuits, and how that trickles down into your relationship with yourself. So you can see these connections between different areas of your life, and you can see how benefits in one can benefit the other areas. So I would say this is a good time as well for creative pursuits, for testing things out, and for sitting down with yourself and journaling and seeing how different aspects of your life might be calling your attention towards a mindset shift. So if you are experiencing any problems or fears in different areas of your life, perhaps these fears come from the same source that you could address as a root issue. Or perhaps dealing with one problem will give you insight and energy to deal with the other problems. And I'll go on to the Three of Pentacles now. And Taurus, you're an earth sign, you know? And pentacles are linked with the earth element, so it's interesting to me that this Mercury Retrograde, you got two reversed pentacles cards, and it's sort of like you might be feeling a bit out of your comfort zone, or like you're not able to be in your element. And I feel like both of these energies talk about potential and creativity and growth, and they're sort of blocked. But I feel like what's blocking them might be just like quite a simple fear, mundane fear, something that can be adjusted quite easily, because there's not there's not an energy here of unease or of strained labor. It's more an energy of letting go and trusting and having faith and hope, and seeing how things harmonize themselves. So Three of Pentacles in reverse could talk about a lack of teamwork, maybe at work or in your relationships or in your environment overall. This could also talk about you not being the best teamwork player you could be to yourself. Are you being as considerate and generous and caring to yourselves as you are to others? So Three of Pentacles talks about rewards, talks about tangible growth that comes from creativity, collaboration, teamwork, and focusing on the process of building things one step at a time. So if you're feeling uneased, if you're feeling afraid or scared of and overwhelmed because you need to work so much or build so much, you're being asked to simplify, and you're being asked to give yourself space to ground yourself and to connect with people who make you feel part of their team. And perhaps the solution to your problems or different events that are happening to you this February and March, it's not necessarily labor intensive inner work. It's not necessarily labor intensive practical work. I feel like you're being asked to just listen to your heart, listen to your passion, listen to what brings you harmony, and you don't have to work extensively and build and create so much to find this door and this door that are opening up to you. Perhaps you just need a little time and patience to locate the door handle. And I feel like the door handle is love. And 10 of Cups is here. Your door handle. It shows two people sitting on a tree, gazing lovingly into each other's eyes. So 10 of Cups talks about harmony. It talks about family, relationships, love. It is mature and long sought energy. So it is a card that talks about bliss and happiness and pleasure and the emotional connections we have with our community. It is about experiencing life through our emotions and through love. Now, this card can also sometimes talk about the illusion of pleasure, the illusion of happiness, as in sometimes we might get so excited or so ahead of ourselves that we feel like we have to cling to the moment of happiness, cling to the moment of pleasure, and anything that might threaten it in our mind, we resist and we reject. But in that sense, we reject the pleasure in the moment. We reject the happiness in the moment because we're trying to construct what it's supposed to look like, and we're trying to, cling on to it, restrain it. Whereas real happiness and bliss comes from enjoying the moment while it's there and letting go of it, and knowing that whatever comes after 10, whatever the new cycle, the new experiences are, they will eventually bring you back into the flow of pleasure and fun. And also, even in the situations where you don't feel as happy or content, or where you have to work on relationships a bit, where the relationships and emotional connections with people are not perfect from the get-go, who's to say that the learning process, that the adjusting process, that the crafting process will not give you as much happiness as this lazy bliss could give you? So there's different ways to experience pleasure, and you don't have to plan how you'll experience. You don't have to make a to-do list on how to achieve happiness. You can ask yourself in the moment, what would I like to do in this moment to feel good now? What simple adjustment do I want to make? How do I want to relax? How do I want to rest? How do I want to harmonize? And how do I want to allow myself to embrace the opportunities that are coming my way? And where is that door handle? So Taurus, I feel like this during this Mercury retrograde, you're being asked to find the door. The universe is opening up doors for you, and you're being asked to go on the adventure of finding it. You can be playful with it and creative with it, and the energies of Mercury retrograde in Pisces and the subconscious water sign are really good for creativity and for poetry and inspiration, intuition as well. So I feel like if it's hard for you to notice the opportunities and the doors opening up for you at the moment, just know that sometimes these doors can be quite unconventional. Perhaps uh, perhaps it's a cupboard door, or maybe you have to step into a washing machine. Uh, Whatever symbols work for you, go for them and have fun this time. Play around and enjoy staring into someone's eyes lovingly, because this is the time to do it. Goodbye, Taurus. Have a lovely time.